Hey guys, welcome to today's video. In this video, I'll be going over an audit that I sold to a client last year, basically talking about conversion rate optimization, how to best optimize your product pages. So the powerful thing about the structure that I'm gonna go over with you here for your product page is that we actually applied this structure to more than one store, and one of our main clients that we applied this to, we managed to increase their conversion rate from 0.9% to around 1.4%. Like, it was kind of hovering between the ranges of like 0.9 to 1.4, all the way up to the ranges of between 3.5% to 5.2%, depending on like the offer that we were running, like any promotions and things like that. But generally speaking, we raised it to a baseline conversion rate of around 3.5%. So the audit essentially covers the top to bottom layout structure of a good high converting product page. And I'll also be showing you live examples of these product pages in action for 8 and 9 figure brands essentially. So let's dive into it. So first things first, when it comes to the product page, this is the overview of the structure of some of the features that we spotted that work incredibly well. So that would be the testimonial above the title, product summary, ingredients, just unique selling points unless you're like a consumable brand. User generated content, hopefully that is product specific as well. Reviews, frequently asked questions, product recommendations, and sticky add to cart button. So let's dive into it. So when it comes to your product page, 80% of your traffic is going to be via mobile. So essentially when it comes to building out the store, you really want to make sure that the product page is optimized for mobile. Another thing is when you're driving traffic, most of the time, all of the top brands are driving traffic directly to their product pages, which is why I always tell e-com founders that your product page is actually way more important than your home one. Yes, someone might type in your URL and they would land on your homepage, but it's realistically only the product page that really sells them on your products and your brand. So yeah, let's dive into it. So the first thing that people see if they are on mobile, for example, is going to be the product pictures, the price, and then the title and things like that, right? When you look at stores that are super well optimized, you always want to hit inspect element and check what they look like on mobile. Now, let's talk about how to actually optimize the kind of like front pages. You would have noticed one thing that's kind of in common with all of the products that I'm going to display to you. They all have really, really high quality product imagery. The only one that I would say doesn't demonstrate like live use cases would be the fashion ones like the Udi, and also things like movement watches. Because, I mean, it's more of like an aesthetics play, right? But you'll see here with the Boom by Cindy Joseph, the boomstick, you'll see that it demonstrates a lot of user-generated content and kind of like the product in action in terms of the transformation before and after. And same thing kind of here with Native Path, where they are demonstrating kind of like all of the different environments that you can actually use their collagen powder in. So for example, you can put it in coffee, you could take it to play sports with you, and then it's just like a kitchen staple. You could put it in smoothies as hinted at by the fruits and things like that. It's literally the same with Snow White teeth whitening kits. They show like a really simple instruction in terms of step 1, 2, and 3, and 4 to achieve the result that people are buying essentially. And then like the various kind of unique selling points and a before and after as well. Product imagery is something that people actually often ignore. And in my opinion, this is a huge mistake. When it comes to taking your product photos, it's not only important to show like the packaging, but it's also important to show the benefits of the products. So one that does this really well is obviously Snow. I believe they're a 9-figure brand, so obviously they're doing something right. Now, when it comes to just like a few kind of like bonuses that you can include on your product page is actually putting a testimonial above the title. So the only example I can find off the top of my head is Boom by Cindy Joseph. I think they were the pioneers of this way of optimizing for conversion rates. You're gonna see here that, you know, before the product name is even given, a review is given. Immediate social proof, right? You're building trust with the traffic. Not exaggerating when I say these are the absolute best products I've ever used. Obviously, it's like a 5 out of 5 review, right? And they even include the real person's name. Now, one thing I would probably use slightly different to this review is maybe split testing it with different reviews that handle different objections. So for example, if, I don't know, like you're a furniture store and shipping times are like a huge problem for you, that because, I mean, obviously you need to get the product manufactured, and because it's such a heavy product, it takes a while to ship. Instead, you could use that testimonial as saying, hey, this is like the best piece of furniture I've ever gotten, and it was totally worth the wait. So basically you're handling an objection before it even comes up in the person's head, right? So next is the product summary. So you'll see, so this is a supplement brand called Physician's Choice. They do like just like they wreak havoc, right? And you can see how simple their product summaries are. And you'll see that, you know, you don't want to overcomplicate your product messaging in the summary section, and you really just want to be focusing on the points that people care about. So a really good example of this is actually 8 greens, super sour and tangy energy and immunity fix. And then you can see that, you know, in a few short lines, they are able to summarize everything, and they even highlight the keywords that people really want to see. Right? Because most people, when they see this, they're just going to scroll down and then they're going to see energy and immunity fix, daily green chewables, 8 original greens. And that's basically all they're going to see. So you really want to be highlighting that and focusing on keeping everything short and brief. To give you other demonstrations of this Snow White teeth whitening kit, you can see that they highlighted Confidence Club. So essentially a huge part of having like white teeth is just being able to smile and feel really good about yourself, right? So they highlight benefits of using their product is an increase in confidence. So they're selling confidence. Same thing with here, you know, they have a product summary in terms of all of the, I guess, like features that people would like and the benefits. Super warm, vegan and cruelty free, 10 times longer lasting than competitors, for example. Just keep your description short and brief and straight to the point, and focus on the benefits. So the next section you want to include is a section talking about the ingredients and the benefits of your products. So for example, if you're a consumable brand, then obviously you want to talk about the ingredients in your products. But if you're more like a utility brand, for example, Snow, or if you're a fashion brand like Movement, then you want to be talking about the actual products themselves. Anyways, so when it comes to the ingredients, to give you a demonstration of how this kind of works. So you can see that it's made from 8 real greens, summarizing all of the basic ingredients in them. And if you're really savvy with your website, you could actually, as soon as someone clicks on one of the ingredients, actually have like a little pop-up explainer explaining why that ingredient is so powerful and things like that. But you got to be careful because you need to have a balance between like site load speed, giving all of the information that the user needs. So again, you know, Native Path, they also highlight their ingredients. In terms of talking about the features and the benefits of their products, Udi does a really good job with these really simple graphics. You know, you can see the little bunny, it's clearly very happy, so it's hinting that it's, you know, cruelty free, they don't experiment on animals or whatever. And super warm Sherpa fleece interior, so it's, you know, quite cozy. Over 1 million happy customers, massive social proof, right? So you're buying from a really, really well-trusted brand. Next is user-generated content. User-generated content is actually super powerful, especially if you're selling things kind of focused on the aesthetic side of things. So let's take a look at Movement watches. You can see they have a reel of a nice mix of like product photos and then like lifestyle imagery. So for this one, I mean, this is something that you would actually post on Instagram, right? Like you could easily imagine like a male fashion blogger posting something like this. So this is kind of like their version of using user-generated content. And kind of the same with Udi, where in the review section, they actually include a lot of people who have taken pictures using and wearing their products, right? Next is, after the user-generated content, you definitely 100% of the time want to include reviews. Like, I don't know why brands aren't doing this. Like some people that are literally trying to run ads to like a skincare product without having any reviews. That is gonna basically just shoot yourself in the foot. Especially when it comes to consumables, people are becoming like more and more aware of what they're putting into their bodies. So you really wanna have a tight focus on saying, hey guys, like the products that we're making are going to add to your life and you're gonna experience incredible benefits. Look at all of these other people that have experienced all of these cool benefits, right? You really wanna have that social proof element, especially when it comes to trying to do anything on the cosmetic side or on the skincare side or the like supplementation side. On the food side, you really want to make sure that people are saying, hey, your products taste good, they work, things like that. For example, Boom by Cindy Joseph, I think they're probably 9 figures or very close to at this point per year in revenue. They have 52,000 reviews on their product. Guess what? As soon as people see 52,000 reviews, like they're gonna just be higher converting because they're thinking, oh my God, like if 52,000 people left a review on this product, imagine how many people actually bought. Right? Next, reviews, more reviews, and then it will be really helpful to include a frequently asked questions section. An FAQ section is really important, and here's why, right? Most people before buying anything will probably have some form of questions that they want to ask, and they actually do head to a FAQ section to get those answers. So to give you an idea of a cool FAQ section would be one of my old clients, Happy Healthy Hippie. You can see here that they have a list of frequently asked questions and basically addressing the most common questions. And you can even use this FAQ section as an objection handle. So for example, if you're dealing with like a shipping delay thing, then you could be like, hey, you know, we're experiencing some issues, but all of our customers really like their products and is kind of like worth the wait and things like that. Put it here down there because people are the typical kind of like customer journey when it comes to product pages is they kind of like go onto your page, they look at the pictures, description, they scroll straight down to reviews. If they have any other questions, they're going to look for answers. And if you have a FAQ section, then it's just an easy place to get those answers. And when it comes to FAQ section, you can have it as like a drop down. That's a really tidy way of actually presenting it because people then can easily just click into it, see what they need to see, and then click out. Another thing is after the FAQ section would be a product recommendation section. So if you're selling multiple SKUs and you're not a single product store, then I highly recommend you add a section. Basically, it's going to be a dynamic display of complementary goods. So for example, Boom by Cindy Joseph does this by having a love this, then you may also enjoy section. Confidence Club, I'm guessing they have some sort of upsell in the page as well. Yeah, they do. Add to carts. But yeah, same with Movement, they have like a trending now section. So basically what other people are buying, things like that. You also need to have this just to kind of give people more options, things like that. Really powerful tool. Next is the sticky add to cart button. Essentially, this sticky add to cart button is the button that sticks to either the top or the bottom of the product page when they scroll. Reason being is if you have like a really long product page explaining all of your benefits and things like that, you don't want them to need to scroll all the way up to actually find the add to cart button. You're basically just trying to reduce the friction that is required to progress this web visitor to the next stage of the funnel, which is adding to cart, and then the stage after that is checking out and then completing the purchase, and then maybe some post-purchase upsells if you want. Great examples of brands that do this are, for example, this brand right here. If you go to their shop now, you're going to see that as you scroll, they have a add to cart button right here as well. And I know personally that these guys, they do numbers too. So sticky add to cart button, there's been split tests and, you know, they've shown that it increases order volume by around 8%. Personally, I think this number is pretty accurate, but I feel like it probably hovers around kind of like the 5 to 15% range. But yeah, anyways, if you guys want a video of me going over the kind of like checkout / add to cart recommendations in terms of how to structure those, let me know in the comments below. And if you found this video useful, hit me with a thumbs up. And if you want to outsource your email marketing because you're an e-commerce brand doing over 20K a month, you know, there'll be a link in the description for you to book in a call with myself and see if we can work together. All right, guys. Yeah, have a great rest of the day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.